Welcome to the Elevate podcast. Today, we're diving into a common misconception. Many believe confidence is something you're born with or that it's handed to you by others. Elena, why do you think this illusion persists?
Thanks, Mark. I think it's because so much of what we see trophies, praise, social media highlights links confidence to external validation. But that kind of confidence is like a sandcastle. It looks sturdy until the tide of setbacks comes in.
That's a powerful analogy. So, if relying on outside affirmation makes our confidence fragile, what happens when challenges arise or criticism hits?
In those moments, borrowed confidence crumbles. Studies in psychology show that people who depend on praise are more likely to experience imposter syndrome and self-doubt when things go wrong. Real confidence needs deeper roots.
So, as we transition, let's dig into how we actually plant and nurture those deeper roots of confidence, especially when perfection seems out of reach. Elena, you've mentioned before that genuine confidence starts with self-trust. How does keeping promises to ourselves play into this process?
Absolutely, Mark. Neuroscience tells us that every fulfilled promise triggers a small dopamine release, reinforcing the belief, I can rely on myself. It's like adding bricks to a foundation, small acts of follow-through, day by day, build internal strength.
So, it's less about grand gestures and more about consistency. Can you give an example of how small, repeated actions might transform someone's self-perception?
Definitely. Imagine someone who struggles to exercise. If they commit to just 5 minutes daily and keep that promise over weeks, they start to view themselves as disciplined, not just wishful. The cumulative effect is profound.
That's such a relatable scenario. As we move forward, let's explore why this change in self-view matters beyond just feeling good about ourselves. Now that we see how confidence is built internally, how does trusting ourselves impact our willingness to take risks and pursue larger goals?
When you trust yourself, you give yourself permission to try new things. For instance, an entrepreneur who's kept promises like sending that daily email or pitching one idea a day has the internal evidence needed to face bigger challenges, like launching a startup.
That matches what research shows. Self-efficacy, or belief in your abilities, strongly predicts who takes action on their ideas. What about when things don't go perfectly? How does a foundation of self-trust change the outcome?
Great question. With real self-trust, setbacks don't shatter your identity. Instead, they're seen as feedback, not failure. You're more likely to adapt and persist, instead of quitting or doubting your worth.
That's an empowering shift. As we wrap up, let's give listeners a practical starting point for building this kind of confidence in their own lives. So, Elena, for someone feeling stuck or doubting themselves, what's one simple action they can take today to start rebuilding trust and confidence?
Pick one small, specific promise, like drinking an extra glass of water or journaling for 5 minutes. The key is to choose something realistic and follow through, no matter how minor it seems. That's your first brick.
And over time, these tiny wins accumulate. Is there a way to track progress or stay accountable, especially when motivation dips?
Absolutely. Keeping a habit tracker or sharing your goal with a friend can be supportive. But ultimately, the most important relationship is the one with yourself proving, day after day, that you do what you say.
Beautifully put. Remember, listeners, confidence isn't about noise or show. It's about quiet integrity.